The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
We are back into it on The Local Show. Thank you for joining us. What a wonderful spring day it is here in Syracuse. Well, springish. There's always, remember, we can always look forward to a nice Mother's Day storm.
It's amazing how those stick around in our memories, right?
I did something that you love to do. And that
Wait a minute, fix something?
Go to the dentist.
Oh, it's the worst thing ever.
I had a thorough cleaning and enjoyed it. Quite enjoyed it. It's time to rest.
How did that happen?
Well, because you can lay back and, it's the one time where I don't have to respond to anybody. Nobody expects much of you when your mouth is open and you're drooling.
Good point.
But the hygienist, we had started talking before she went at my teeth. And I said, geez, you remember that storm we had on Mother's Day? And she said, I can't forget it because it was my wedding reception day.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
So they were ready to go on their honeymoon and there was snow all over the ground.
Make a memory.
Yeah. Isn't that something? So we have that to look forward to.
Great.
You just never know. Yeah, good stuff.
Let's go
then you can go fishing.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's get over this and maybe I can even go golfing, Tom.
Yeah, let's take a trip into the Wayback Machine and remember when you used to golf at Drumlins, because we have the new director of Drumlins Country Club right here. His name is Randy King. How are you there, Randy?
I'm doing wonderful, man. Just enjoying, like you said, the spring weather.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can never tell when we're going to get that snow, though. So
it's in your heart that it's spring.
It really is.
So, Randy, are you from Syracuse originally?
I am. So I was born and raised right in Jamesville, New York.
Oh, great.
I'm a JD alum. So I graduated in 98. Kind of stuck around here for a few years. Went to college in Lemoyne. Then transferred to Towson University.
Where's that?
Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay.
Yep. Then came back for a couple of years and decided that I needed to get out of here. I moved to Fort Lauderdale for about 10 years.
Nice.
Yeah. Ran a nice restaurant, nightclub down there. And then I ventured out to Highlands Ranch, Colorado, where I was for about 7 years. And then this job opportunity opened up, and here we are 2 years later.
So you're no stranger, yeah.
No stranger, but when I first moved home, it kind of felt like a honeymoon. It felt very new, because any other time when I'd come home, it's for a week, 10 days. Mm-hmm. You see your friends, you see your family, and then, you scoot right on out of here.
Right.
But this time it was more real, more some length to it.
Steve and I are, really long time. I want to say we were in the entertainment world. He was a photographer back in the days of weddings back in the 80s, right? And I was a disc jockey, so, and a musician. So we've seen, a lot of these restaurants come and go. And, of course, we remember the golden years of Drumlins Country Club. So give us just a kind of a brief history. What happened way back in the 80s and then bring us up to current?
Yeah, so I'm not really sure what happened in the 80s because I was an 80s baby. So I'm a little bit younger than that. You should tell me exactly what happened.
Leanne was running stuff. Leanne did a great job. Yeah. Angie was the lady
she was
I've heard of Angie.
Yeah. She'd keep you in line, and you guys did an amazing job on parties. It was delightful.
So I've heard that. And the great thing is we just did a renovation. So I think our banquet space hadn't been remodeled since Angie's days.
Oh, my goodness.
Right. So I have a lot of, older members that have been there for 30, 40 years.
Wow.
Right.
And they are familiar with exactly what you guys are talking about. And Andy even telling me that the space, like they had their wedding there.
Sure.
Yeah.
And, so go think about
was
how
it always owned by the university back then?
No, so they owned, in the 70s.
It was, okay.
Yeah, so I don't think it was really known until of real recent, recent times now that, Syracuse owned and operated. But yeah, going back to the whole banquet space, we've just remodeled it just in time for Jimmy Boeheim's day. So we had the honor of hosting his dinner there.
So when you say you just remodeled it, I was there in Christmas time. Is it since Christmas?
Since Christmas.
Oh, goodness.
I think Jim Boeheim's day was February 24th, I believe.
Went to town.
So we went to town. Yeah, we spent some good money in there from audio, video,
sure,
the chandeliers, all the lighting. lighting.
Bathrooms?
Bathrooms are freshly painted and remodeled. Everything is everything except for the floor.
Okay.
We kind of ran out of time. Didn't have enough time to get that done before Jimmy B's day.
Yeah, right.
But the flooring will be next winter.
So the tennis club, the golf club, all those things, the swimming pool, all those things are rocking and rolling.
There's a swimming pool there?
Rocking and rolling. We do have a swimming pool. A lot of people forget that we have swimming. Yes.
Really?
Yeah, and we do have a very good member base. So that's excelling. I'm not ready for that yet because that tells me it's Memorial Day weekend. But we've started to think about it. It's coming.
It's outdoors.
It's an outdoor pool.
Oh, okay, I was thinking it was indoors.
But a lot of people forget that we do tennis too. Like we actually host women's tennis, and they just had a huge win last weekend against number 8 NC State.
No kidding.
So so we've got all things rocking and rolling. Golf, especially, once the weather and the sun comes out, everybody really just starts to pile in.
Long-term members. You said there's been people. So why do they stick around? Because there's certainly a lot of options.
I think they stick around because we're unlike other country clubs. We have 2 golf courses. One is open to the public. One is private. And we also have a restaurant that's open to the public. So it's kind of, your Cheers in the neighborhood, and everybody likes to come in, and we have regulars that seem like they're members. They're there, 3-4 times a week, sometimes too often, but but money's green, so we'll take it. But yeah, it's different. It's different. It's not like a typical country club.
Yeah.
I like to call it a community club.
Talk about the 2 different spaces. So you have the one space that I dread when somebody says you're in the upstairs room and I have to bring my equipment.
I like that
The
room.
university room.
Oh my goodness.
I like that room.
There's that.
Well, you have to drag stuff.
Well, yeah. If I
just go up and say, "Hey, look at the view."
Well, there is an elevator.
Is there really?
Yes.
See, nobody's ever told me.
Oh,
that.
they're just torturing you. Man.
You carry that up.
So actually, that space, it's funny you brought it up because this year we're going to be utilizing it a little bit more for the deck. So if you notice, we're going to do Drumlins deck days. Which will be one Saturday of the month starting in May, hopefully through to October. We'll see. We could definitely get through to September.
Yeah.
But those dates will be listed on the website that you guys can check out.
Nice.
So we're going to have a live DJ and kind of bring like couches and just a better feel up there for like a day party.
Right.
Yeah. So it's never been used for that. And that was one of the first things, like when I did my initial walkthrough.
Yep.
They're like, oh, it's only for event space. And I was like, well, we're missing something.
Sure,
here.
yeah, you
this
can
is
use
a
that all
deck
the time.
overseeing. You can see the first and 10 tee boxes so you can watch guys golf.
Yeah.
You kind of haggle people a little bit,
What is the difference between the 2 courses? Maybe
Everything.
Steve.
There's certainly, he's not lying with that. One is public, one is private. One certainly gets a lot more attention than the other.
Yeah.
But that is something that we're looking to get into more, is investing more money into that public side.
It has to do with the water up there, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of like a little farmland up there, but it's certainly still of high quality for a public course.
The
view is spectacular.
Yeah, right.
Can't beat it.
And then you got this at the ninth hole. What's the one off the hill where
That's 18.
18.
That's
where
18.
you go too long, you hit the pool. Go up short, make it dribbles down the hill.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's fun. It is fun. But it certainly does need some love, and we're gonna give it
to the private side.
Yeah.
Wow.
Top notch.
And the green.
And you have to have a membership.
You have to have a membership.
So how do people get involved with the?
So it's through me.
Okay.
You would look me up.
Okay.
It's rking@drumlins.com is my email if anybody's interested in membership. I also have an assistant, Tim Sheridan, that helps me with membership.
Yeah.
So
Well, I know that name.
Go back to the greens. They're lovely. Your greens. I don't know if you have, if you have the same greenkeeper there. I don't know if it's different.
we have Pete McParland. He's been there for about 15 years now. He's a magician out there.
They have it dialed in, and there's a space between interesting and annoying.
Yeah.
And some greenskeepers that put the hole in an annoying place. You guys seem to have it figured out, and it's nice. It really
certainly
is nice.
depends on Pete's morning and how it's going, where those pin placements are going to be.
Yeah.
You got to be nice to Pete. You got to be nice to Peter. He's going to certainly put that in an area that you don't want to be.
But one of the nicest courses, nice climate. Now the restaurant's rolling.
Restaurant
I know there
is
were some
rolling.
changes there years ago.
Bistro 1926 is rolling. We just opened up an ice cream shop last summer.
Wonderful.
Q Scoops. So, we're rocking on all cylinders. We really are.
And then people they still get into for events? I mean, can it still have
events.
Okay,
Yeah, absolutely.
Gotcha.
You can email me directly or check right on the website for events.
Drumlins, Syracuse, drumlins.syracuse.edu.
You got it.
And they get there 446-4555. give a shout. Check it out. 446-4555 Drumlins.
Great to have you back in town, Randy, and we look forward to great things from Drumlins.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
All right. Aaron Bates is coming up next, Deputy Director of McMahon Ryan Child Advocacy Center, right here on The Local Show on 570 WSYR.